बाद में बात करो, ठीक है? स्टार्ट हो गई है।
Good morning, Siraj. Can you hear me?
How are you?
I'm good, sir. Sir, speak something so that we can check your audibility.
Pardon?
Sir, speak something so that we can check your audibility.
I couldn't get you.
Sir, can you hear me?
नहीं, थोड़ा सा डिस्टर्ब हो रहा वॉइस आपका, कट रहा है.
Okay. Akasha Mahima, anybody can hear me well? Just show me your hands up.
Yes. Because of mask,
Yes,
I'm not able to really get you. Your voice is getting echoed.
सर अभी ठीक है? Is
हाँ
that
अभी
okay? Okay,
yes.
okay, okay. Monica, are you there? Dr. Monica Soni? So the participants are slowly joining in because that's the time given to them.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Yeah. So I'm waiting that when good numbers join, then we will start formally. In the meantime, I would request everyone that I really appreciate the energy levels yesterday you have demonstrated. It was so wonderful that you asked wonderful questions. Each one of you made a huge impact by asking wonderful questions. So मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा कि आप लोगों के अंदर एक धीरे धीरे झील आ रही है और कल सेकेंड ही सेशन था आज थर्ड सेशन है एंड आई एक्सपेक्ट कि आप आज एक बिल्कुल डिफरेंट डायमेंशन सीखेंगे कैंपस टू कॉर्पोरेट कैसे तैयारी करनी है इसके ऊपर लेफ्टिनेंट कर्नल सिराज जैन भी बोलेंगे एंड मैं कोशिश ये कर रही हूँ कि आप लोग जितना ज्यादा इन लोगों से सीख सकें दिस एंटायर वीक इज शेड्यूल्ड विथ वंडरफुल पीपल मैं आपको बताना चाहूंगी कि कल सेबी के एग्जीक्यूटिव डायरेक्टर बोलेंगे बुधवार को सॉरी नॉट संडे मंडे वैभव वुड बी देयर ट्यूसडे वुड बी एग्जीक्यूटिव डायरेक्टर ऑफ सेबी and Wednesday you will have two sessions the president HR of Patanjali as well as you will have Puneet Adania speaking from Government of Australia HR professional he would be speaking from Australia for you. So on Wednesday you will have two sessions. Thursday you have Power Group Corporation Senior DGM HR, your super senior Dr. Jaideep Singh Chauhan, he would be speaking to you. And Friday, Dr. Hema Mani, she is the President HR of Lennox India. She would be speaking to you from Chennai. And Saturday, you will have Sabiha from Canada. She is your super senior again. So she is working there in Airtel and she would be speaking from the telecom perspective. So you have all the next week also very exciting week, very nice people have been lined up for your induction. And most probably from 18th we will be, once we start the classes on the campus, we'll let you know how we move about it. Yeah, so this is 10:55, rather 10:56. So I welcome Lieutenant Colonel Siraj Sir. He is a wonderful, professional who has played two innings already, and this is his third inning which he is playing now. The first inning was, of course, in the Indian Army, and post the, hanging his boots from the services, he has joined, the corporate world. And after completing his entire, good number of years in the corporate, he is now into the advisory role. So he is playing the third inning. And one of the very senior professionals who is recognized entirely in the this Asia Pacific region with a great sense of respect and हमारे अपने उदयपुर के, तो ये बहुत बड़ी बात है. और मैं कर्नल साहब का मैं इंट्रोडक्शन देना चाहूंगी कि वो क्वालिफाइड ऑफिसर विद बीई इन इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियरिंग एंड देन ही डिड हिज एमटेक इन कंप्यूटर टेक्नोलॉजी एंड एमबीए इन एचआर. He has also undergone large number of technical and management courses. He has served the Indian Army and for 23 years he was there. And after that he has 22 years of experience in the corporate as Vice President HR of Secure Meters and Senior Vice President Operations and Group HR at Region PowerTech. He is now rendering his services as Chief Consultant. And his consultancy is known as Enhancing HR. His expertise lies in organization people development, and he has been conducting training on various management topics and has more than 900 training sessions to his credit. Look at the, superb career prospect which he has generated to you to follow his footsteps, it's going to be a challenge. तो ये बहुत बड़ी बात है. इसके अलावा सर is one of the very regular members in many professional bodies like Institute of Engineers, Indian Institute of Plant Engineers, Computer Society of India, National Institute of Personal Management, HRE Network, Ahmedabad Management Association, and Indian Society for Training and Development. And he is also an alumnus of Federation of Neuro-Linguistic Programming USA. So it's such a wonderful thing to give a warm welcome on this cloudy day. I think the sun is going to be rising here in this session with Colonel Siraj talking about campus to corporate for all of you. Sir, ये बच्चे अभी बिल्कुल सीख रहे हैं. I would like to have a kind of an interactive session. If it is suitable to you, you can speak, and then maybe we can open up for the question and answers. In between, because there is a mandate to go by the Vice Chancellor, there has been some task has been given to us being into the administration. So I won't be, continuing. But Dr. Monica is there. That's why I'm just checking whether she is still there. Yeah, she is a host as MHRM Business Administration. So she would be doing the needful. Sir, can we just see that if the possibility is there to start the program right away? And I will just contact Monica to upload your presentation.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Rajeshwari. And it's my pleasure. I mean, you just said that the students are new and they are still learning. So as I'm also new and I'm also still learning. So it's a good to be part of, students. It's my responsibility towards society to share my experience with them.
Yes, sir. I have asked Monica to share his your PPT as well as you can begin, sir, now. And I'm just coordinating with Monica to see that if it is possible to do that.
Okay. So
Yeah.
the moment the presentation, the slide is up, I will start talking to them.
सर अभी भी आप बात करना तो शुरू कर सकते हैं.
Okay, sure. Good morning, everybody. I'm sure every one of you, the youngsters, are fine, healthy, and happy, and enjoying this, not so much of difficult time. These are one of those times when we have faced some pandemic, etc. So it's something which makes us learn more. So don't worry about the corona and all those things. These are a phase of life. It has come, it will go back. Now, today we are going to talk to you, or we are going to discuss with you the campus to corporate. Today, friends, you have just entered the campus. You will be spending a couple of years in the campus, and then from campus, you will move into corporate. So far, you have been in a school. The school life was entirely a different life. The campus life, campus where the college, I'm talking about the college campus. The college campus life is a different life. And when you move into the corporate world will be an entirely different life. So within a span of 2 or 3 years, you will be moving through the 3 different phases in your life. One, from schooling to college, and from college to corporate. And these changes are the paradigm shift in your life. So we need to understand what these 3 phases will be. And especially now, we will not talk about the school phase, that is because that's already over. We'll talk about the first phase, which is the campus, and the second phase, which is the corporate world. Now, I'm sure you all have joined the college, whatever stream you might be. I'm told most of you are from HR or even other stream. You all have in mind a career for yourself. So this is the place, the college is the place where you are going to start building the foundation, or rather laying the foundation for your career. So let's understand what the career is. Career is one's advancement through life. Career is one's advancement through life, and especially the professional life. We are talking about the professional career. So your advancement into your career is your professional life, how you move from one stage to second stage to third stage to fourth stage, whatever career you choose into. So that is the career. Career is an advancement in your professional life. So before you choose a career, you should ask yourself,
May
what?
I request everyone to mute, please?
Pardon?
साक्षी, you are unmute. आपने अपने आप को म्यूट करना रहेगा, प्लीज साक्षी. Mute yourself, please, so that we can have an uninterrupted session.
Yes, ma'am. Just a minute.
Okay. Can I go ahead? Hello.
Sir, can you see the screen, please?
Yes, now sure, I can see.
Yeah, sir. So please kindly start the presentation.
Okay. You can put the presentation on the slideshow.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. Career, when we talk about, we should ask before you choose a career, what you want to be. What you want to be in life. Go back, please. Go back, please. There are a lot of background noise coming up. Can you go back one slide back? Yeah, thank you. So before you choose a career, you should ask yourself what you want to be. That's the very, very important question you should ask yourself. Once you have answered that question, you should prepare yourself to achieve your career goal. And you should also keep in mind that your career goal, or whatever career you are choosing, your career goal is dovetailed into your ambition of life. Life is a much bigger thing as compared to career. Career is a part of life. We should not be happy into only career, or we should not be successful only into the career. We should have a successful and useful and enjoyable life. So your career ambition should get dovetail into your life ambitions, or your career should get dovetail into your life, because ultimately it is the life what you want to enjoy, and not only the career. Career will start, career will finish, but life is a much, much bigger span as compared to career. So you must see that whatever career you're choosing is going to give you a happy life. So that is how we should look for you, what you want to be in your life, or what you want to choose your career, and then put your career into dovetail into your life. Next slide, please. So before you ask what you want to be, find out what you are good at. You must choose that career at which you are good at, or the career which you really going to enjoy. So find out what you are good at. And for that, I would suggest every one of you, not now, after the session, spend some time with yourself and do a self-SWOT analysis. SWOT, we all know, strength, weaknesses, opportunity, and threats. We should do a SWOT analysis. If you can't do yourself a SWOT analysis, take help of your friends, take help of your colleagues, take help of your parents, or take help of your teachers, or your staff, and do a SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis, for just for discussion purpose, I have divided into two. One is strength and weaknesses. Strength and weaknesses are our own. What is my own strength and what are my own weaknesses? Whereas opportunity or threats are external to us because of the environment, because of the situation, because of the country, because of the location, because of the business. All those things are the opportunity and threats. These are the external to us, whereas strength and weakness are internal to us. So first you should look internally to yourself. What are your strengths and weaknesses? And some of the points where we have mentioned, you should look what is your educational background. When you thought about education background, not only the education stream, how good you are at education, what kind of percentage of marks you have been getting on in your school life. Have you been studying a position holder or not a position holder? What are the subjects you enjoy most? What are subjects you have, yaar, ye to badi mushkil se pass hua hu. So look at your education basis. I'm not talking about the only qualification part of it. Qualification is one part of education. The knowledge part of it. What knowledge have you gained while in your schools? Right? What are subjects which you enjoy the most? What are subjects which you really don't like? Right? So these are the educational. You must list out your strength in your educational background and your weaknesses. Use of technology. Friends, you all know, I mean, rather you are more good at technology as compared to our, age people. How good you are use of technology, because today is the world of technology. Without technology, you cannot survive. So how good you are at use of technology. So that is also, list out your what are the strengths in the field of technology. How good you are at reading. How many of you have a reading habits? Not reading the WhatsApp messages I'm talking about. How many books do you read in a month or in a quarter or something like that? How good you are at reading, because reading is the one thing which will continue all your life. So how good you are at reading. Then your communication style. When you communicate with people, do people enjoy your communication? I'm not talking about the communication on English language or Hindi language or any language I'm talking about. I'm talking about the communication per se. How good you are in communicating with people. Do people enjoy your communication? Are you able to make the people understand what you want to say? So how good your communication? Then networking. Without networking in today's environment, you cannot survive. It's one of the very, very important aspects of our professional life is a networking. How good you are at network, how good or how easily you can make friends. Can you differentiate between good people and not so good people? Because we must all go and network with those people who are good in life, who have got the good value systems. So how good you are at networking? What is your leadership style? Do you carry people with you, or do you like to command them? Do you do a leadership while within the team, or you manage the team while within the team, or you like to manage the team from top of it? So what is your leadership style? You must find out, is it good? Is it suiting the kind of role you are going to play in your life? And then another very, very important feature is your personal and your family life. Friends, we are in Indian culture. Family is part of us. We are not that kind of in culture where after 16 years we leave the family and to hell with them. No, we live with family. So what are your strengths and weaknesses in your family? Strength and weakness in the family means that, is your family supportive? Do you have any constraints that you cannot leave your parents, or you cannot leave your brothers and sisters, or you cannot travel outside, or these are your personal and your family strengths and weaknesses. Do you like to travel outside? You don't like to travel outside? What are your family constraints? You are a financial constraint of your family. All those things are the personal and family. We must give importance to that also. So list out your strength and your weaknesses in these areas: education, technology, reading, communication, networking, leadership, and your family. So these are the factors which are internal to us. Then we should also look for the opportunity and threats in the factors which are external to us. You know, when we talk about the internal factor, personal and family, we should also look what are my physical strength. You know, how good I am physically. Can I work hard? Or do I really get, worn out after working for 2 or 3 hours? Am I physically strong? I am mentally robust. So these are also your part of your personal uh, strengths and weaknesses. Now coming to opportunity and threats, which are external factor to us, you should accept the kind of career you are choosing. What are the growth opportunities available in this career? Is this career going to give me a really growth in the market? So find out what the kind of opportunity you have got as far as this particular career, what you are going to choose. You may not be knowing today, but if you go to, today a lot of literature is available in the internet, or you can talk to your staff, you can talk to your teachers, or you can talk to some elders, or you can talk to some other industry people and find out what kind of opportunity do have, or what are the growth opportunity do I have if I choose this type of particular career. Is this career what I'm going to choose, what I'm choosing? Does it have a globalization is fair to it, or is it just a localized? You know, when it is in a globalized, then you have to learn lot many things which will have impact in your career. If it's a global career, the the culture, the way of working, the technology of other countries will also going to impact your career. So find out whether this career has a globalized stigma attached to it, or it is just a local career. Then technological advancement in this particular career. How much is the technology going to impact this career? Because today, every second day, the technology is changing. So if you are choosing a career which is have a lot of technology dependent career, then you must be prepared to see that you are able to keep pace with the technological advancement which is taking place in the world. So is it a threat to me, or is it an opportunity to me? Then what kind of competition you are going to face? Is there competition going to be a threat to me, or is there competition going to be an opportunity for me? So, there are certain career which are, very specialized career. So if they're a very specialized stream, then you may not have too much of the competition. But if it's in one of the very generalized career, then you may find competition. So how you are going to, work through that competition you are going to face in the career? Then what are the trends in areas of interest? The area or the career you're choosing, what are the trends? What is happening around the world in this particular career? You should find out that also. And how much is the learning available to you? Because ultimately learning is the one which is going to give you the growth. So how much is the new learning available to me? Or it is a career which is now, things have been set in past 15, 20 years, and we are continuing with those things only. There are not much of the changes in that particular career. So how much is the learning going to be there? So must do a self-SWOT analysis, strengths and weaknesses which are internal to us, and opportunity and threats which are external factor to us. Once you have done that, then you can do balance out. Okay, this is going to happen, and now I am preparing myself to make use of the strength I have, cover up the weaknesses I have got, and how I'm going to make use of opportunity of going to available to me in the world, and how I'm going to overcome the threats which might impact my career. So these are something we should do before you choose in a career. Right? Next slide, please. Now let's come to campus. Let me first congratulate you all to getting into a good campus, right? And that's presently your MLSU campus. And I'm told by Dr. Rajeshwari that for last 2 days only, you have started your orientation in the campus. And the way she was describing the next week, which is full of, a lot of useful session you are going to go through, and which very many eminent speaker around the world, people from India, people from Australia, and there are great industrialists, so must make use of all those things. So that is your this is your orientation time. During the orientation, apart from learning from the various eminent speakers you are going to go through, find out what your college is. What you should know, should be aware of every nook and corner of your college. When I say nook and corner of your college, means everything which is happening in your college. The study part of it, the library part of it, the sports part of it, the projects part of it, the cultural activity part of this, the free time of it, everything about the college. And the college has a lot of history. Must go through that history and find out what my college is. And then when you come across all this history, and when you feel a sense of satisfaction, you feel that, oh, wow, I have joined a very good campus. So find out about your college. Get acquainted with your staff and the colleagues. Staff, not only those who are going to teach you directly, but all other staffs also, be it administrative staff or be it technical staff or whatever staff, or be it a sports staff, or be it a right at the gate, chokidar or the sentry at the gate. Everybody must get acquainted with every staff, because every staff you're going to face in your campus life going to help you learn something. So you must get acquainted with the staff, and of course a colleague, because you are going to spend a lot of time with your colleagues. So get acquainted with your colleague, what kind of colleagues you have got from this bunch of people, which is a beautiful bunch of flowers I am going to be, part of. So choose the best colleague among the entire group of colleagues, and then spend a lot of time with them. Understand rules, safety, and academic calendar. What are the rules of the organization? What time you have to go? What time you have to leave? What was the lunch time? What is the break time? Everything you should know. And you should also know what are the safety factors, and of course, the academic calendar, how your academic calendar is going to be. When your orientation will finish, when your classes will start, when you are going to have an exam, what kind of exam will be there. Everything about your academic, you should have a chart ready and available to you at every time. And also, friends, very small thing, but very important thing. You must share your experience with your parents. Why I'm coming out to this point of the campus sharing your experience? Friends, so far you have been in school. School life, as I have told, is, lot of guidance, may not be control, but a lot of guidance from the parents. So your parents know what is happening around when you come from school to back home. Your parents, your mother, your father, or your elder brothers and sisters, so they ask you questions, right? They see and they ensure that you have done your study, they ensure that you have done your homework and all those things. So lot of could be sometime a control or sometime a guidance is available. But now once you come to college, those guidance get reduced. It will still be available, but will get reduced to a lot of extent. And that is the time, might be your parents might feel a bit discomfort that what is happening to my child, or what is happening to my ward, or what is happening to my son or my daughter. And this age is also such an age which either makes you or which marks you. So when you share your experience of your campus, this is what happens today in my campus. This is, I had a session with so-and-so personality, and I had a session with so-and-so. This is what he spoke about, and this is what she spoke about it. And when you go and share these things with your parents, they feel comfortable. It's very important to give a feel of comfort to your parents. So share your experience with your parents. And of course, you need to plan your everyday meticulously. Right? Now, when you're in college, the college campus, friends, is a place which gives you an opportunity to learn. A direct teaching available from your teachers. from your faculties. And you all know that all the faculties which you have are well-learned faculty, well-knowledgeable faculty. Make use of that opportunity. This is an opportunity to learn. Learn as much as you can. Learn whatever you can. No learning in the life goes waste. Whatever you learn, everything is going to help you some or other time in your career and your life. Grow your skill sets. This is a time for you to develop your skills. So grow your skill sets. Go beyond syllabi. Syllabi is something which is going to be, which going to reflect in your academics. But going beyond the syllabus is something which is going to reflect in your life, in your career. So go beyond syllabi. Whatever you have to learn in syllabi, you got no choice but to learn, because based on that, you're going to, appear or write your examinations. So you have got no choice but to go through the syllabi. But that syllabi is restricted to your examination results or academic results. But when you go beyond the syllabi, whatever you learn is going to help you in your career. So go beyond your syllabi. Explore all the options available to you in the learning. Whatever you can learn, whichever way you can learn, explore all the possible learning opportunities. And of course, sky is the limit. Whatever you want to learn, anything you want to learn, nobody going to stop you, because it is you who are making enough efforts to learn. It is not somebody going to teach you. It is something which you are going to learn. And friends, I'm using the word learning and learning again and again. I'm not using the word teaching. Why I'm using the word learning is because when you use the word learning, the onus of learning lies on learner and not on the teacher. You have to learn. So onus of learning lies on you, not on a third party. Third party is going to guide you. Third party is going to teach you, but not make you. You have to learn. So onus of learning lies on the learner. So learn as much as you can. This is time for you to invest in yourself. Whatever time you invest in learning this now is going to give you a lot of dividends when you go into a career. Today, you may not feel that how does it matter if I spend half an hour in the library? No, this half an hour, what you spend in library or reading a useful book or useful literature, it could be library, could be internet, could be whatever way you want to learn. This half an hour which you spend today in learning, going to give you a lot of dividends when you go into career. So invest your time in learning. Participate in campus activities. This is what something, going beyond the syllabus. Campus hold a lot of activities, cultural activities, sports activity, projects, many things happening. All those things will make you learn something, make you participate, how to participate in team, how to lead a team, all those things, how to manage a program, how to manage a project, how do you work in the constraints, resources, how do you manage with the constraints, timelines. Everything is going to make you learn something. So participate in the campus activity. Prepare yourself for. Can I request somebody to please mute the mic?
पूजा प्लीज म्यूट आपका पूजा आपकी आवाज आ रही बेटा पूजा जैन थैंक यू
Prepare yourself to implement the learning, because this is the place where you are going to learn something. But the moment you go out of the campus, you got to implement this learning. So start implementing your learning right in the campus by doing some small projects, by doing some small activities. So how do I convert my learning into activities? So prepare yourself to implement learning. And of course, friends, goes without saying, the discipline. You got to have no choice but to have discipline in your life. So have a disciplined life. Somebody says that, discipline is something which binds us. But I have a different view. I say discipline is something which makes me free to, go beyond the world or beyond the sky, because I'm a disciplined person. So be a disciplined person. Next slide, please. Now, something what you should keep in mind while studying at the college. There are a lot of points, 10, 12 points. We are not going to, spend time on this because it's going to take a lot of time and we have got some time restrictions. So what I have done for this is I have, given a small handout, 6, 7 page reading handout which I have given to Dr. Rajeshwari. So she will be passing on to you this Chota reading. So after the session, you will have this handouts available to you. So go through that handouts and you will cover all these points which are written in the that handout on the studying at the college. So we'll not spend time on this particular slide. Next, please. Now, friends, you have successfully completed your campus life. You have passed out with the flying colors. And now you are ready to move into the third phase of your life, of your career, and that is your corporate. Now let's spend some good time on the corporate. What is corporate? Friend, corporate is in a business organization. Remember the word I'm using or I'm putting emphasis. It's a business organization. I'm not talking about the NGO type of corporates. I'm talking about the business organization. The corporate is in a business organization. It's responsible for the profit and loss of its business. It's responsible to grow its business. It's responsible to grow its wealth. So it's in a business organization. It talks the language of business. So remember this thing, corporate is not something which is a building and all those things. Corporate is something which is a business. Right? So it's in a business organization. It's a place which gives you an opportunity to work. So far, you have been learning. Now, this is the time when you convert or you implement your learning, convert your theory into application, and this is where you start working in the corporate. Because when you work, you produce results. So far, you've been learning and you're producing result in the examination. Now, when you work, you produce the results in the actual life. Whatever results you get gives your business a boost. So every work what you are doing is going to contribute to the business. So this is a very important things. So far what you're learning and what you're reproducing examination was giving you result which was specific to you. But now when you work in a corporate and when you produce results, it's not only specific to you, it is specific, it is for the entire organization. It is not specific to you, it's impact the entire organization. So, the focus is now entire organization. The impact is going to the entire organization, whether you do a good job or a bad job, is going to impact the entire organization. So keep that thing in mind. It's now a work. It's not going to impact only you. It's going to impact the entire organization in which you are working. So that's the good thing. This is the place which gives you an opportunity to go in your career. Today you are at the base of your career, then you come to slightly higher highs position your career, then go up and then go up, and then subsequently you lead in your business. So is a place where it's going to give you a growth in your career, and it is the place where you prepare yourself for the challenges in life. Not only challenges in your career, but challenges in life, because whatever you learn here, you are learning the practical things. In the corporate, when you learn, because you are working, it's in a practical aspect. So whatever you're learning is in practical things, and that practical thing is going to impact or going to help or going to support your career challenges. So you are able to face your challenges in your life. And of course, it will help you once you successful in your career, your ambitions of life will also get fulfilled. So this is what happens in the corporate, or this is what the corporate is all about. Very, very important things. It's a business organization. It talks the language of money. Right? Everything ultimately gets converted into profit and loss. So keep that thing in mind while you are, starting your career in the corporate. Now, when you join an organization, it's very, very important, friends, to have a different mindset. When you're in school, you have a different mindset. When you are in college or in college campus, you've got a different mindset. But now when you're in an organization, you have to have a different mindset. When in an organization, you have got no choice but to learn, accept, and adapt the culture of the organization. Every organization has got a culture. That culture is the foundation of that organization. The business is built on that foundation. And that is why it is very, very important. It is mandatory. You got no choice but to learn the culture of the organization, accept the culture of the organization. Yes, this is the culture. I'm accepting it. And not only accept it, adapt the culture. And I would go even a step beyond, not only adopt a culture, when you go higher up in the organization, and when the new friends or new people join the organization, you must transgenerate that culture into them. Pass on that culture to them also, because they are the new people. So learn the culture of the organization, accept the culture of the organization, and adopt the culture of the organization. Because if you are not able to adopt the culture of the organization, you will be person who will be not comfortable working the organization. You take even you take your own family. We are people in the family. You have got parents, you have got brothers and sisters or siblings, youngsters. You all have a family, and every family has got a culture. And that somebody come from outside, say your brother got married, or you got married and your wife come, or you got married and your husband or somebody gets into your culture in the family. That person also got to adapt to the culture. If you are not able to adapt to the culture, each other family's culture, you will feel uncomfortable in the family life. Same thing goes in the organization also. Organization also culture. If you are not able to adapt to the culture of the organization, you will not feel comfortable working in the organization. So it is mandatory for every one of us to adapt the culture of the organization. Learn the value of the organization. What value system these organizations have. Every organization has got an organization philosophy. Every organization, it may be written, it may not be a written philosophy, but every organization has got a philosophy, which is the value system of the organization. So learn the value system of the organization and follow those value systems. Have clear understanding of that value system and follow those value system in totality, because that is the foundation. Cultural value system, these are the foundation of the organization. Then next very important point is have faith in the organization's policy. It is our human psychology that something which is directly impacting us, we try to object to it. Oh, this is not good, that is not good. Every organization makes a policy which is ultimately business friendly, which is organizational friendly. And when you use the word organization friendly, or when you use the word business friendly, it includes you also. It includes us also. It is not only that the organization is making the policy which is benefit to the company only and not to the people. People are the part of the company. So whenever we make a policy for the organization, we keep in mind the company, the people in the company, the society this organization is working with, and even the law of the land. You cannot have a policy which is against the law of the land. You cannot have a policy which is not people friendly. You cannot have a policy which is not supporting the social means, and which we cannot have a policy which does not support the growth of the organization. So every organization makes the policy which is encompasses the people friendliness, which encompasses the growth of the organization, which takes into social consideration and society into consideration, and which also takes the government or land of the law into consideration. So have faith in the organization policies. All policies are good for the organizations and good for the people of the organization. So have faith in them. Yes, you are all welcome to suggest, because as the business increases, as the competition increases, as the market changes, the certain changes might take place in the policies. But the philosophy of the organization on which these policies are based, those philosophies will never change. The philosophies will remain intact. And based on this philosophy, the policies are framed. The policy may change, but not the philosophy. So have faith in the organization policy. Friends, always have professional integrity. It's very, very important for us to have a professional integrity. We are true to our profession. Whatever we are doing as per the norms of the organization, as per the, what the organization believes in, we are doing for that. So have a professional integrity. You cannot afford to go against your own profession. Don't be a jumping jack. Yes, you may feel that, okay, today I'm working the organization, I'm getting an X package. And if after 1 year or 2 years, I jump to the other organization, I'll get 2X package or even 3X package. Fine, it's good to get 2X, 3X, 4X package, no doubt about it. But then also see that, have you learned adequate in the organizations? Have you, whatever you learned in the organization, have you been able to implement? Friends, the learning does not complete unless it's implemented. Otherwise, the learning remains only on the paper. So whatever you have learned, have you able to implement? Have you understood what the impact of the learning? Whether the learning what I have done, whenever I've implemented, has it given me the true results or the desired results? So don't be a jumping jack all. Stay with the organization for at least few years, learn as much as you can, and then of course, none of us is married to an organization. We are all free bird to move from one company to other company, but don't be jumping into, don't keep moving in, 1 year or 1.5 years or 2 years and all those things, because then you may go through many organizations, go through many different cultures, but you may not, build a real foundation. Then, very, very important, develop an employeeship. You are part of the organization. As long as you are part of the organization, you are employed to the organization. Develop the employeeship. Employeeship means a sincere endeavor to act all times in the interest of the organization. Whatever I am doing while I'm working in the company, I'm doing in the interest of the company. And that's the employeeship. Small things to big thing. Chota action to bada action. Everything in the interest of the company. And I got that employeeship. I'm working in this company. I'm earning from this company. I'm learning in this company. I'm growing my career in this company. Am I true to the company? Yes, you have got, should always be having a high level of employeeship and always work in the interest of the organization. Next slide, please. When in organization, calibrate your expectations. Yes, friends, it's a very true that every one of us has got a very fancy picture, very lucrative picture of an organization. Oh, when I go to a company, I'll have this kind of environment, I will have this kind of office, an office of this size, I will have a air conditioning, and I have a peon coming and serving me tea and all those things. We got a lot of expectation. I will have my nameplate put in front of my door. हम बहुत कुछ सोच के जाते हैं इम्प्रेशन. जिंदगी में ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता है. The actual life is entirely different. So you got to calibrate your organization. I give you my own example. When I joined in Indian Army and when I was first posted into a workshop, At that time I was just passed out and I was lieutenant, not even captain or a major or a colonel. To bahut dur ki baat thi. I was just a lieutenant. So when I joined the organization, I thought that I will have an office and I will have my nameplate in front of my office, Lieutenant Siraj Dahlvi, EME, and this thing. I will have a very good office and something, orderly standing in front of my office, saluting me. I had all those things in my mind while I joined my first organization in Indian Army after my, 1 year training at IM at Dehradun and 9 months of technical training in various institutions. Nothing like that was there. When I went and met my boss, he was a Major Rajput. You will not believe, for 6 months, I had no office. No office means no office. Forget about the chair and these things. I did not have even place to sit. I was given a workshop to work in, because in EME we are, we have to repair and maintenance all army equipment, vehicles, everything. Vehicles or armament and instruments and telecom and everything we were repairing. So on the shop floor, morning 8 o'clock to 1:30 on the shop floor. If you want to sign the document, put the document on the bonnet of the Jeep and sign it. If you get tired, go under the vehicle and lie down. Because when you go under the vehicle, you still learn. So there was no office. For 6 months, no office. Once a week, you have to have one breakfast, one lunch, and one dinner with the troops, what they eat. You go to stand in a line with them and take the breakfast with the Jawan takes the lunch with the Jawan takes, and take the dinner with Jawan takes. Once a week is for mandatory. So this is how our learning was. This is where we had to calibrate our expectation. Friends, चाहते हो, आप सोचते हो हम बहुत कुछ होगा, नहीं होता है. This is the place where you go and start learning, start doing afresh. सब काम अपने हाथों से करना पड़ता है. And it is good, as much work you do of your own hand, that will make your learning strong. That will make you strong in your career, because when you go up and when you start guiding your juniors, until you've gone through that ragada, you will not be able to guide them. So don't have that big expectation. वो जो कैंपस में आते हैं वो बड़ी बड़ी बातें करते हैं, वो मैं भी करता था जब कैंपस जाता था, लेकिन जब हकीकत होती थी तो that is our advertising agency और actual product में बहुत फर्क है. So I would suggest that you calibrate your expectations when you go into the campus. Face the reality of life. That's the important. This is the real life where you have to work. Put on your dangri, put on and make your hands dirty. That's how you start learning, and that's how you start working. Every role is important. Whatever role you have been given, you may be interviewed for something, but when you go, you will find small things you need to do. And every role is an important role in the organization, because if the role is not important in the organization, why that role is there at all? Even the person who sits, the security person who is sitting at the entrance gate of the company, that role is also very important. If it is not important, why you have a security person? Every role is important. So don't, say, ये क्या काम कर रहा हूं मैं? नहीं, मैं काम कर रहा हूं. ये क्या होता है? That is not the part of it. Whatever I am doing is going to be an important work. I would like to just, I just spent 2 minutes and giving an example. In Japan, there's a government policy that every business setup, be it in an industry or be it a mall or be it a shop, they will have to give job opportunity to the people in nearby area, depending upon the size of the organization. Every organization have a mandatory to give job to so many people because of the high cost of living in Japan. So there was a mall which was also given a responsibility to appoint a number of people. They appointed as many as they could, but they still left that they could not give job to few more people, say about 30, 40 people, they could not give the job. But it was mandate from the government that they have to provide a job. So what they did, they chose those ladies and they made them wear the Japanese, the robe, what they wear is, the ceremonial dress. And they made them stand at the top of the escalators on every floor. On every escalator, on every floor, they made those girls stand there, just stand there and greet the customer when they enter the mall. When they come up the escalator, they just go down and welcome the customers. And when they were given the importance of this job, they were told that when the customer comes to the mall or to our shop, you are the first person who come in contact. The way you greet the customer will feel happy and he will do a business with our mall, in our mall. So that was the importance given to that role. Many of us will say, "Arey yaar, ye kya kaam hai? Din bhar khade rehna aur khali koi aata to jhukna, namaste karna." No, that namaste is very important because the way you greet the customer will feel happy. He will say, "Wow, what a mall! I have been greeted right the moment I entered. This is the place I should do business." So every role in the organization is very, very important, friend. Look for the challenging assignments because the challenging assignment will challenge you beyond your limits. Everyone has got the limit, but if you work within the limit, you will not grow. And until you have a challenging assignment and challenge yourself to go beyond the limits of your own knowledge, your own learnings, you will acquire more knowledge, you will acquire more learning. You all do go beyond what you know today. And that's how your faculty will grow, with how your knowledge will grow. So look for the challenging assignment. And also, whenever a challenging assignment is given to us, and when you overcome the challenge, you know the kind of satisfaction we feel, the kind of achievement we feel. Wow, I have achieved this. So that sense of achievement keeps you motivated. So look for the challenging assignment while in the company and do that challenging assignment. Do it yourself. I mentioned earlier also. Do everything right from cleaning of your table to everything you should do yourself. हाथ से काम करने में, अपने हाथ को गंदा करने में कोई शर्म नहीं है. हमने जब बचपन में वो चीज अपने हाथ गंदे किए थे, वो गंदे हाथ हम आज भी यूज कर रहे हैं अपनी लाइफ में काम करने के लिए. So do it yourself. Convert every opportunity to a learning opportunity. Be it working, be it induction, be it on a project, be it talking to a senior, be it talking to your colleague, be it talking to, or just even walking inside the corporate campus, look for an opportunity for learning. I keep telling people that even if you go and buy a loaf of bread from the shop, that's also an opportunity to learn. How soft is the bread? How much, when is going to expire? What is the weight of the bread? What is the cost of the bread? Am I going to use the entire bread? When am I going to buy the next bread? Every opportunity is a learning opportunity. So use or convert every opportunity you get in the organization to a learning opportunity, because that learning will help you in your career. That learning will help you in your life. Find your mentor. I keep again saying that you are a learner. The onus of learning lies on you. You got to find your mentor. Who are the people in the company? The senior people, the older people, the aged, whatever it may be. Who are the people I can spend some time with them sitting across the table on a cup of tea and learn from them, learn from their experience. So friends, what we learn in our life, it's saying that we learn 20 to 30% from our own experience, which we have gone through. And 70% we learn from the experience of other people who have gone through a different experience in their life. So when you sit with your mentor, you sit with somebody and go through their experience, you have a lot of learnings. So choose your mentor, find out who are the people who can help you. And I'm sure every organization has got a good amount of mentor available, and they're always happy, they're always ready to, teach or guide the youngsters. So choose your mentor, find out who are good mentors in the company, and मतलब लटक जाओ उनके दुम पर. Simple as that. Then participate in organization activities. Like as mentioned that you participate in the cultural activities or the campus activities beyond the syllabi. Participate in the organization activities also. Organization also has got cultural activities, sports, etc., etc. Go through that, participate in that. That also makes you a lot of, cue satisfaction. It gives you also, brings you also into limelight. You come into picture. Wow, so and so person has done these things. And of course, सब कुछ आपको कुछ ना कुछ नया दे के जाती है. So participate in the organization's activity. A lot of activities organization takes place. So participate in that. Some basics, friends, very, very important. It's not only important to career or your corporate life, it's important even in your the entire life. Perseverance is key to success. Like Munna bhai. Until you have perseverance, you will may not be successful. So perseverance is the key to success. You just have a lot of patience, have a lot of perseverance. Another important things I would like to tell, wear your thick skin and don't take things personally. While working in the corporate, sometimes you'll be fired. कोई आएगा, आपका बॉस आएगा, आपको डांट के चला जाएगा. कोई आपको कभी somebody will say something, somebody will say something. So don't take it personally, don't take it emotionally. Take it technically, take it knowledgeably. दिमाग पे उसका असर करो, दिल पे उसका असर मत करो. दिमाग पे असर होना चाहिए उसका. अगर if I have been shouted by my boss, I must find out why. What mistake did I committed? What mistake I did? So I was fired by my boss. Not that why my boss fired me, he's not a good boss. No, don't take it emotionally. So have a thick skin. Don't be, I don't say that become stone-hearted. It's not good to be stone-hearted, but learn to keep stone on your heart. पत्थर दिल मत बन जाओ, लेकिन दिल पर पत्थर रखना जरूर सीख लो, friends. It's very important. Don't take things emotionally, but take it on mind why something has happened and learn from that. So don't repeat such mistakes in future. Maintain positive attitude. Everything is going to good. It all depends upon how you create the environment of the organization. The environment in the organization is created by the people in the organization. It is the people who create a working environment, the people who create a soothing environment, the people who create a conducive environment for the working in the organization. And you are a part of that. So create a conducive environment around you, create a positive environment, have a positive attitude. Everything is going to be good. When you enter the gate of the organization, you should be cheerful. So when you are cheerful, the people who meet you, they also become cheerful. You greet people, you enjoy with people. So having a positive attitude, expand the positivity, create a positivity in the environment you're working. That's very helpful. Enjoy everything what you do. Be flexible and ready to adapt to new situation. When your organization, the different situation will come up. Something organization will do well, sometimes organization may not do well. Sometimes you will be given a different responsibility. So be prepared to take on and adapt to the new situation. The organization will change, the changes will take place in the organization. The people will change in the organization, the boss will change in the organization, your juniors will change in the organization. So the situation, every changes will bring a different changes in the organization or different situation. So you should be ready to adapt to any kind of situation. Also very important, friends, to adhere to the basics of life, the social values. We are living in a society, we have some social values. I don't have to tell you what social values are there. We have been told by our parents and now we all follow those social values of society. So adhere to those social values while in the organization also, because organization is also part of a society. Another important thing, explore yourself, dig deep down. अपने आप को explore करो, मेरे अंदर क्या है. Explore yourself as much as you can. So you'll find, wow, this is I have. Oh, this is I have got. I have got this also. I got this also. I can do this also. I can do that also. Explore yourself, dig it in deep for in yourself to find out मेरे अंदर मेरी जो ये बॉडी है, जो मेरा दिमाग है, इसके इस खादान में, इस माइंड्स में और क्या क्या खुदा हुआ है. या और क्या क्या खोद खोद के निकालो, आपको उसमें चांदी मिलेगी, सोना मिलेगा, डायमंड मिलेंगे, कोयला भी मिलेगा. Don't worry about that. Do explore yourself as much as you can, so you'll find out how my career or how my going life is going to be. And friends, very important part of life is enjoy every stage of your life. Whatever life you are going through, every stage is an enjoyable stage. Today we have, I mean, last 1 year, fortunately or unfortunately you may say, we have gone through an entire different stage of life. चलो हमने ये भी एंजॉय किया, कोई बात नहीं, आया एक फेज था लाइफ का, आया चला जाएगा. We enjoy every life, phase of your life. Here I would like to, in next slide, I would like to show my own example of my life, right? That how I explored my life and how did I move out. So this is just an example, I would like to share with you, so you can see that how the changes or the changes takes place in the life. At age of 15, I wanted to learn. My learning interest was Urdu literature. I want to learn Urdu literature. I want to do my graduation or post-graduation in Urdu literature. That was my learning. That was my interest. And because of that, my hobbies, and at that time, my hobbies were, painting and photography. This is what my hobbies were there. And reading the Urdu literature. That was my learning interest. However, I was told, now friends, in our time, in your today time, you have got a flexibility or even guided by your parents to choose a career of your own choice. In my time, in our time, it was not. It was mandated. I was told by my parents to do engineering. You got to be engineer. That's the end of it. कोई ये नहीं पूछा तुम क्या बनना चाहते हो, क्या करना चाहते हो. Go and become engineer. That's for the one statement, order was given to me. No choice. Fine. Asked to do engineering, so I did my engineering. I did my B in electrical. And that time, my hobbies changed slightly from, writing and sketching. Writing because I was interested in Urdu literature. So I started writing stories and poems and ghazals and all those things. I wrote a couple of novels also. All those things I started writing. While in college, could not afford painting because cost पड़ती थी painting की, तो मैंने painting की जगह sketching करना शुरू कर दिया, pencil sketch करना शुरू कर दिया. So from painting I moved down or reduced down to sketching part of it. But sketching में फायदा ये हुआ कि greeting card बना के बेचते थे और पैसा कमाते थे. So that was at the age of 70. I was asked to do engineering. Then after doing my engineering, I moved into Indian Army as an officer. While in Indian Army, my job was technical because the EME, electrical mechanical engineers, our job was to repair and maintain everything of the engineering of the army, right from all pin to tank, be it armament, be it a small arms, be it a telecom equipment, be it the computers, various instruments, everything we were supposed to repair and maintenance, vehicles, tanks, guns, everything. So that was my job. And of course, as an officer, we were supposed to command also. So we had a command assignment also and a staff assignment also. And I was one of the very, lucky, I had an opportunity to be an instructor because only 0.0001% people becomes instructor in the army. And I was one of the lucky fellow person to, selected as an instructor where I was teaching people right up to the MTech level. That time, while in army, the hobbies, now I could afford painting because तनख्वाह मिलती थी ना, पैसा आता था, तो अब कलर खरीद सकता था. So switched back to painting, and of course histrionics because army has got a full of cultural life. So I become histrionics. Histrionics is taking part in drama and stage acting, etc. वो करने लगे because army में cultural life बहुत होती थी. So hobbies changed to move to histrionics and paintings. Then after 23 years of army life, I left army and joined a corporate. And in corporate, I said, now, बहुत technical work हो गया, 23 years of lot of technical work, now moving to HR. I did my MBA in HR, and from hardcore technical work, move into the soft issues HR. However, the soft issues were soft, the challenges were hard. So I moved into the HR, entirely, 180-degree shift into my career. Now, hobbies were reading, writing, and traveling. Why reading? Because without reading, I could not grow in my career. It's an entirely new career as compared to army. Army, you are commanding people. Here, and you are managing people. And the entire different things from the technical field to the HR field. So a lot of reading. I used to read almost one book every week. That was my reading. And of course, now I still read one book every 15 days. So convert into a reading. And writing, of course, it was my enjoy. I used to write technical things. So writing, and there was a time when I wrote a book also. I wrote a book by title, if the effective manager. So I wrote a book also. Now this is time, I can, I had an, inclination of writing right in my school, my college days and all. So now I convert that inclination into a professional writing. I wrote a book titled Effective Manager. Then enough of our corporate life, till the age of 65, I was in a corporate life. Why 65, 67, sorry. Till the age of 67, I was in a corporate life, working in a corporate life. Then I said, now enough is enough. No more 9-to-5 job. Let's get retired. Not retired, get ready to retired. फिर से थकने के लिए तैयार हो जाओ. And now I'm doing my own consultancy. Now my hobbies are reading and social work. Because अब traveling नहीं होती है. Travel कर लिया, बहुत कर लिया. Travel around the world, must have seen more than 30 countries and all those things. Enjoy किया till age of 46. वहाँ corporates में जब change हुए, उससे बहुत travel किया. Now I'm doing my own consultancy. Education time, yes, I did my B in electrical. I did my MTech in communication engineering. I changed from electrical to electronics. I did my another MTech in computer technology, yet another shift in the technology. And then a lot of technical, I said, now let's move into software area. And that's why I did my MBA in HR. And of course, also did diploma in automobile engineering, electronics engineering, instrumentation engineering, small arms, armament, radio equipment, medical equipment, all those things, of course, are part of army life. You have got no choice but to go through all this, learnings or all this training. So I did a lot of diploma work. But one thing I never stopped was sports. School age, we had local games. Local games, I don't know whether today's children play gulli danda or kanda or क्या कहते हैं ना मारडी और वो सब खेलते और नहीं खेलते पर हमने बहुत कुछ खेला. Then change when in school and college, change into hockey and cricket. Then badminton, little slide game. Then अब जब उम्र हो गई तो हॉकी और क्रिकेट नहीं खेल सकते तो चेस खेलते हैं. Or of course now walking and exercise is the part of sports. So friend, this is how you change, and God is kind, is still going strong. So explore yourself to find out what you all can be in the life. With this, I come to end of my talking. And if you have any questions, I would be glad to answer. Or if you want, you can even contact me on my mobile number or on my email ID. It will be my pleasure to revert back to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Colonel Siraj. Very wonderful. The practical tips that you gave while they still study in the college, how can they enhance themselves towards excellence, and also you spoke about how to prepare themselves. That in the corporate, the picture may look rosy, but still you may walk on the कांटों पे चलना पड़ेगा. एक आग का दरिया है और दूर तक जाना है वाली जो बात है वो समझ में आती है. दिखने में बड़ा सुंदर लगता है सब कुछ, कॉर्पोरेट जॉब ये वो, लेकिन जब तक अपने अंदर वो बात नहीं होगी वो कभी भी आप उस मकाम को नहीं हासिल कर पाएंगे. इसलिए बहुत जरूरी है कि अपने आप को मेंटली, फिजिकली, एथिकली और हर तरह से तैयार करें. और लर्निंग इज द की. सर ने शायद लर्निंग शब्द को सबसे ज्यादा बोला है अपने एंटायर प्रेजेंटेशन में. और मैं पूरे टाइम थी, हालांकि मुझे बीच में जाना था लेकिन मैं जा नहीं पाई क्योंकि सर की प्रेजेंटेशन मेरे हाथ में थी तो मुझे रुकना ही पड़ गया. और मैं आपको बताना चाहूंगी कि सर खुद एक जीता जागता एग्जाम्पल है। आपने देखा कि छोटी सी उम्र में 15 साल की उम्र में उर्दू का शौक, फिर लिखना, फिर पढ़ना, फिर वापस रीडिंग, राइटिंग, पेंटिंग, स्केचिंग एंड डूइंग सो मेनी थिंग्स टुगेदर एंड स्टिल ही इज एक्टिव। और मैं देख रही थी कि 17 साल में जब सर ने आर्मी में ज्वाइन किया और आज 67 की है, 50 साल तो काम करते हुए हो गए हैं सर को, 50 साल काम करते हुए हो गए। मतलब इट्स सच अ ह्यूज जर्नी। यू सी दैट नो वन takes a good life without putting that hard work, the smart work which each one of you need to think now. ऐसा नहीं होता कि आप जब प्यास लगेगी तब कुआं खोद लेंगे, तब देख लेंगे, जब आएगी तब देख लेंगे। अपने कंफर्ट जोन से तो आपको निकलना ही पड़ेगा। देयर इज नो चॉइस। अगर आपको जिंदगी में कुछ अच्छा करना है तो कंफर्ट जोन से बाहर आना ही पड़ेगा। अभी तो मम्मी खाना बना देती है, कोई कपड़े धो देता है, कोई कुछ कर देता है, कपड़े साफ कर देता है। वी ऑल आर इन सच कंफर्टेबल लाइफ। हमने बिगाड़ दिया है अपने बच्चों को। मैं तो पेरेंट्स से कहती हूँ कि हमने अपने बच्चों को बिगाड़ दिया है। सारी चीजें हाथ में परोस के देने की हमने आदत बना दी है, लेकिन सच्ची जिंदगी तो वही है जब आप खुद अपने हाथों से सारे काम करें। और मैं आपको यहाँ पे बताना चाहूंगी कि आई हैव 2 kids, 2 बड़े बच्चे हैं मेरे। और खास तौर पे बेटे के लिए कहना चाहूंगी, वो आप सारे जो भी बॉयज हैं वो भी सुन लें यहाँ पे अच्छे से, कि मेरा बेटा और बेटी दोनों जब से वो 6 साल के थे तब से मुझे खाना बनाने में मदद करते हैं, कपड़े धोने में मदद करते हैं। उन्होंने अपने कपड़े हमेशा प्रेस किए, खुद ने धोए। और बेटे को और मैं ज्यादा बोलना चाह रही हूँ कि बेटा तो खुद कपड़े अपने सिलता है, अपने जूते बना के पहनता है, अपनी घड़ियां खुद बना के पहनता है, अपने चश्मे चश्मे का जो फ्रेम होता है वो खुद भी उसने अपने हाथों से बना करके वो पहनता है। क्योंकि
Very good.
आप हाथ जगन्नाथ, ये बात मैंने बच्चों को मेरे बचपन से सिखाई। और कोई कंफर्ट घर पे नहीं दिया। अपना कमरा खुद साफ करो, अपना टॉयलेट खुद साफ करो, अपने जूते खुद चमकाओ, अपने बिस्तर खुद बनाओ। अपना पॉसिबल हो सके तो जब जब भी खाना बनाने का मौका मैं अकेले काम करते देखोगे तो तुम्हें आकर के सपोर्ट करना, मैं इनवाइट नहीं करूंगी। So that way, I have mentored my own kids and I know what they are today. दोनों internationally known figures हैं मेरे दोनों बच्चे आज की तारीख में। और उसका कारण यही है कि learning has never stopped, discipline has never stopped, and enjoyment has never stopped. I have made them enjoy whatever they are doing and do whatever they enjoy. ये सारा क्रक्स मैं इसलिए बता रही हूँ क्योंकि सिराज सर ने जो कुछ भी बोला उसका निचोड़ यही है कि हम इन सब चीजों को पहचानें और करें। आप में से किसी स्टूडेंट को कोई क्वेश्चन है तो प्लीज आस्क, एल्स वी हैव अनदर सेशन, लाइक आई हैव अनदर क्लास सो आई मे हैव टू लीव। तो अगर आप लोगों की कोई क्वेश्चन है तो प्लीज। हाँ, राजदीप ने सर एक क्वेश्चन पूछा है, what were some of the critical challenges that you faced while shifting from technical background to HR field? It's a wonderful question. आई थिंक बहुत बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन पूछा है। और उसी का सेकंड पार्ट है कि हाउ डिड यू यूज योर टेक्निकल एप्टीट्यूड टू बिकम मोर रेलेवेंट इन एचआर फील्ड।
Okay, thank you very much for
both are very nice questions.
And it's an absolutely true question. It's not only a question on paper, it's a question which I really actually faced in my life. While in the army, full technical job, and not only technical job, it was a command. Army or military is an only organization where you command people. Jo keh diya, wo hoga. But when you come to the corporate life, when you come to civil life, it is you cannot command. It is the manage. There's a lot of difference between managing people and commanding people. So that was the one big shift I had to manage. The secondly, when I came into when I joined my first company after leaving the army, that was Secure Meters, I knew that people might be having an image of me that he's an army officer, he will have big mustaches, और हाथ में कोई कैन लेगा और धाड़ धड़ा करके आएगा और कुछ ना कुछ करेगा. That I knew that this is what probably they might be expecting. But when I joined my company and moved from command to manage, no, it was very, very difficult for me, but I had to do. I never told people. It means what I'm saying is I dropped my rank of colonel. I never told people in the company that I'm a colonel. I'm Siraj Delvi. As simple as Siraj Delvi, not Lieutenant Colonel Siraj Delvi. I'm Siraj Delvi. So that that feeling that I'm in, मैंने अपने आप से वो feeling जो थी लेफ्टिनेंट कर्नल की वो निकाल फेंकी. और उसका झगड़ा आज 40 साल बाद मेरे और मेरी बीवी के बीच में आज भी होता है कि तुमने जो रैंक आर्मी में अर्न किया था वो तुमने छोड़ दिया. मैंने कहा मेरा काम जो था वो ये डिमांड करता था that I drop my rank. And then what I used is, it was something that Secure Meters was a company which is everybody is technical, right from marketing to development or operation, everybody is engineer. And so as I was HR also engineer. So I went told them that people ask me that, sir, how come you from a technical person become an HR person? My only answer is to them that who can understand engineer better than an engineer? And HR is nothing but understanding people. So I'm a right person to understand you. You are also engineer, I'm also engineer. So how can I understand, who can understand better engineer than an engineer? And that is how I started mingling down with the people. उनके साथ घुल मिल गया, उनको बताया कि मैं आप में से एक हूँ, मैं कोई बाहर का बंदा नहीं हूँ.
यहाँ पे एक बात कहना चाहूंगी कि हमारा एक प्रोफेशनल ग्रुप है ISTD, उसमें मैंने आज डाला कि कर्नल सर जो है वो आज MHRM के बच्चों को पढ़ा रहे हैं. तो आप ही के एक एम्प्लॉई है सिक्योर मीटर के, उन्होंने लिखा है देवर्षि व्यास ने कि सिराज सर इज एन एक्स्ट्रा ऑर्डिनरी पावरफुल स्पीकर एंड ट्रेनर. वी ऑल मिस हिज एंथुसियास्टिक एंड नॉलेजेबल सेशन एंड वर्कशॉप्स एट सिक्योर मीटर. देखिए, अगर कोई एक एम्प्लॉय आज भी उनको इस तरह से याद कर रहा है तो ये बहुत बड़ी बात है. और हमारे सुरेश साहू ने भी लिखा है कि सिराज सर इज इंडीड अ वंडरफुल पर्सोना, एन एक्सीलेंट स्पीकर विद इन डेप्थ नॉलेज एंड आउटस्टैंडिंग डिलीवरी मेथड्स. आपका सेशन हमारे लिए हो रहा है, ये कितनी बड़ी बात है. और ये ह्यूमन जो है वो एक सबसे कॉम्प्लेक्स इंजीनियरिंग है और सर ने उसको कॉन्कर किया है. सर, सेकंड क्वेश्चन जो है कि वेदर नॉलेज इज इम्पोर्टेंट और स्किल, ये स्वर्णा ने पूछा है. और थोड़ा सा सर टाइम का हमें देखना पड़ेगा, तो क्विकली वी विल रिस्पॉन्ड.
Okay. There's no difference, too much of difference between knowledge and skill. Knowledge is the base to develop a skill. Until you have a knowledge of something, say you want to develop a good skill of programming. Until you have knowledge of software, you cannot become a good software engineer. You cannot be a good developer. So knowledge is the basis for developing a skill. Knowledge is important because without knowledge you cannot develop a skill. So knowledge becomes a basis for developing a skill. So knowledge to lena hi hai. And that is why I said the difference between education and knowledge. Education is something and knowledge is something. Knowledge is something you gain, know how you, आपको कहीं से मिल जाए वो knowledge है. Education आपको एक base देती है knowledge gain करने का, but knowledge आपको कहीं से मिल जाए. आपको सड़क छाप पर्सन से कोई knowledge मिल जाती है तो वो भी knowledge है. So knowledge is, you acquire in whatever way you can. So that is the knowledge, and based on knowledge you develop your skill. Of course, ultimately it is skill in life which matters.
आकांक्षा ने पूछा है कि what kind of skills you look for employees while you recruit them.
The first, see, when we look for a fresher, we know that they have an educational background. Yes, we look for the simple thing, whether they are adaptable to the new culture. We look for a bit of communication and interpersonal skill to them. And most importantly, what we look for, the learning ability. क्या वो सीख सकते हैं? अगर जो वो सीख सकते हैं, हम उनको सब कुछ सिखा देंगे. So whether they have got that learning ability or not, if they are learning ability, we'll make them learn everything. So most important thing in everything, especially when we look for the freshers, I mean, because the audience here are more freshers. So what we look for more freshers are the learnability. Are they learner? If they can learn anything, we'll teach them everything. So most important thing, we'll look for the learning. And Dr. Rajeshwari, learning is one thing. I keep saying people, आपको जिंदगी के आखिरी वक्त तक सीखना पड़ेगा. अगर आप ये नहीं सीखे कि how you are going to die. आपको मरना नहीं आया तो मर भी नहीं सकोगे, और मरना तो जरूरी है,
पर भी नहीं सकते।
मरना भी
सर, मैं आपको एक चीज बताना चाहूंगी, सर यहाँ पे एक चीज बताना चाहूंगी कि जब लॉकडाउन हुआ तो मैंने रियलाइज किया कि थोड़ा टाइम मेरे पास बच रहा है, एंड आई टुक 26 इंटरनेशनल सर्टिफिकेशन इन माय वेरियस फील्ड्स ऑफ साइकोलॉजी। तो मैं हमेशा मानती हूँ कि एल टैग जो होता है वो कार पे लगाने के लिए नहीं होता है, एल टैग इज ऑल्सो हैज टू बी ऑन योर फोरहेड, कि हमेशा लर्न एल्स यू विल बी फिनिश्ड। सर, एक लिखक ने पूछा है क्वेश्चन कि एवरी वर्कर इन द कंपनी बिलोंग्स फ्रॉम डाइवर्स कल्चर, सो हाउ एन इफेक्टिव मैनेजर कैन मैनेज द ह्यूमन विद इन द वर्क प्लेस। वंडरफुल क्वेश्चन लिखक, आप सभी बहुत अच्छे प्रश्न पूछ रहे हैं।
Yeah, very wonderful. It's a very good question. So I must appreciate that this thinking of people. Yes, you know, and especially when we talk about India, India is full of diverse culture. Diversification is a lot of diversity there in the culture. The important part for a manager to manage the people is to understand people. You know, understand the people personal background, the family background, the financial background, the cultural background. I keep telling people, and I used to keep telling my team members also, and every managers also, while I was working in the corporate, or even when I'm, consulting, or I'm, supporting many organizations, I keep telling people that understand your team member. Every individual is individual. You got to treat every individual individually. You cannot treat everybody. This is not a herd of people. ये कोई भेड़ नहीं है जिनको हम एक साथ आंक देंगे. There are all human beings, and every human being is different. Every individual is different, and you got to treat every individual individually. And you can treat them individually only and only if you understand them. You got to understand what kind of family background they have got, what kind of cultural background they have got, what kind of family background they have got, and उनके अपने personal constraints क्या हैं, उनके family constraints क्या हैं. I tell you, हम लोग अभी तो फिर भी कॉर्पोरेट में उतना डाइवर्सिफिकेशन नहीं है, बट when I was in the army, the kind of diversification we have faced, we have people from all across the country, all different language, all different culture, all different kind of people. The important thing was to understand everybody of them. मैं यहाँ तक जानता था, मैं जवान से पूछता था कि भैया ये बताओ कि तुम्हारे डैडी की जमीन को तुम्हारे चाचा ने हड़प लिया था, उसका क्या हुआ? So that is the kind of understanding of people or knowledge of people you got to have. So you got to learn, and for that a manager has to give time to the people. A manager cannot manage people without giving them personal time. आपको पर्सनल टाइम देना पड़ेगा, उनके साथ बैठना पड़ेगा, उनके बात करनी पड़ेगी. काम की बात भी होगी, लेकिन ये बात भी होगी आपको. So this is very important to understand people, knowing them in totality. And once you understand the people, you develop a kind of rapport. और जब आप rapport develop करोगे, तो वो आपको अपना दिल खोल के रख लेगा, आपके सामने सब चीज बता देगा कि सर मेरे को ये हो रहा, मेरे को ये है, मेरे को ये है. Then you are able to help each other.
सर, मेरा यहाँ पे एक इनपुट मैं देना चाहूंगी बच्चे लोगों को. बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट बात है कि एचआर मैनेजर जो होता है वो गार्डनर भी होता है और फ्लोरिस्ट भी होता है. फ्लोरिस्ट का काम होता है अलग अलग फूलों को इस तरह से सजाना कि वो सबसे खूबसूरत लगे, लेकिन गार्डनर का काम होता है मिट्टी तैयार करना, सही बीज चुनना, सही तरीके से उसको सही जमीन पे डालना, उसका पानी, हवा, सूरज, खाद, सारी चीजों को डालना और समय समय पर उसकी कटिंग और चॉपिंग करके उसको सही फ्रक्टिफिकेशन करना. इट इज सो इम्पोर्टेंट, एंड एचआर मैनेजर का काम है टू बिकम अ गार्डनर एज वेल एज अ फ्लोरिस्ट, क्योंकि as a gardener you can prepare the organization in a wonderful way. The environment depends on your creation, because the kind of employees you are bringing them, how you nurture them, how you collate them together and make the organization beautiful. दोनों ही चीजें आपके हाथ में है. तो ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रोल है. और जैसा सिराज सर ने कहा कि हर व्यक्ति से पर्सनल टच without getting prejudiced by their caste, color of skin, gender, बिलीफ, एजुकेशन सिस्टम, स्टेटस, सैलरी, कोई चीजें मायने नहीं रखती है। अगर आप इंसान को इंसान की तरह से देखना शुरू कर दोगे तो अपने आप आपका दिल से रिश्ता बन जाएगा। बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट बात कही है सिराज सर ने। इट्स सो इम्पोर्टेंट कि सर से हम लगातार चर्चा करते रहेंगे, बुलाते रहेंगे सर को, लेकिन अभी क्योंकि दूसरी चीजों में हम लोग एंगेज हो रहे हैं, दूसरा काम भी करना है, तो सर मैं आपको यहाँ पे धन्यवाद कहूंगी। So many thanks to you. It was a wonderful session. और हम सब ने साथ में रह करके देखा पढ़ा, और बच्चे लोगों को मैंने अभी आप लोगों को व्हाट्सएप किया है। सर ने एक छोटा सा एक हैंडबुक दिया है, हैंडआउट दिया है आप लोगों को पढ़ने और सीखने के लिए। यू विल हैव अ स्मॉल असाइनमेंट बेस्ड ऑन इट। आपने आज जो संडे कल आ रहा है उसको यूटिलाइज करना है। Give 5 most important learnings of each session you have taken on Thursday, Friday and Saturday today. इन 3 दिनों में जो भी आपने 5 इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें सीखी हैं, 5 हर स्पीकर का मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग, दैट इज योर असाइनमेंट. Kindly send it on the WhatsApp group itself. It is an official group. You can send in your inputs over there. ठीक है, thank you so much and thank you sir for this wonderful session. Students are really appreciating you on the chat box that this is an amazing session and बहुत सारा knowledge, बहुत सारी चीजें बच्चों को आप लोगों से मिल रही है. So many thanks to you. God bless. Stay safe and stay happy, sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rajeshwari. It's my pleasure. It's an opportunity given to me to be back with the youngsters. So I feel 10 years, 20 years younger today.
Yes. Thank you all. Thank you बच्चे लोग, मंडे को मिलेंगे वर्चुअली. कौशिक की कुछ कहना है क्या? Okay, bye everyone. Bye, take care.
All the best.
All the best, sir. Thank you everyone.